take flight.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, aka Grandma's favorite grandson, aka the bearded wonder, aka the pod boss. We are here again with another episode of whatever the fuck we're gonna call this. Still don't know what we're gonna call it. And as you can see, we got a couple of new people. Well, they're new to y'all. New to y'all, not new to me. Anyway, but yes, you guys enjoyed the conversation last time, so we're gonna bring it back. We might not run back that last question. We might do that on the next episode, but that's cool. But can y'all introduce yourselves to the people at home?
Hey everyone, I'm Tina.
What's going on? I'm Ty Kills. I'm Tyron Motley if you're looking to pick up some merch.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't following behind that smooth shit right there, yo. What the fuck is that,
Yo,
yo?
just say your name, yo.
I'm Ray, yo.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. What's going on, yo? Hell no.
You want some merch?
Hey,
Yeah,
yo.
if you want some merch.
Yo, that came up by
Nigga sound like Christopher Williams over here right now, yo.
So, as y'all remember last time, we had like 3 topics and we discussed it in an adult manner, and it was super dope. People liked it, so we're gonna do that again. All right, people. And I gotta stop saying because somebody mentioned that to me, that you keep saying like you don't know what you're talking about.
You just said it 3 times.
I did, didn't I? I did that for that person that said that. So here we go. First question. Can you raise a child to value money without them having to struggle for it?
Oh, this.
Yeah, it's those type of conversations.
Yo, just had to. I feel like you can.
Why?
I guess I have to go with my personally.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, like I don't. My kids, I feel like as parents, these kids ain't asked to be here, so we should be put in a position to help them with their first. Now, if they start doing stupid shit after their first, then you can let them, figure out how to do stuff in life. But the only community that make their kids struggle to make them feel like, oh, let's see, is us. I don't think that's fair. It teach you different values in life, yeah. Yes, but you don't have to keep throwing money at your kids without showing them the different values of it. For instance, my kids know about credit. My kids have credit cards in their name. My son about to buy his own car, but I give them so much stuff. Mm-hmm. He's going to college next year. He don't have to come out of pocket with college because he's getting tuition, and whatever he's less on, I'm paying for it because I don't think a kid should have to pay for their education because you got 18 years to come up with this money. You can put a little bit of money in certain accounts every month, every other week for your kid to not go into debt to go into school. That's just my personal business. I feel like us as a black community think your kid's supposed to struggle. I don't know why. I think it's stupid in my opinion, but that's everyone else's beliefs. But you just have to teach them. You can give them money and teach them the different values of it.
Core values of it.
That's it. You just got to teach it to them. There's a lot of people that just give their kids money and spoil them, and that's it. You get bad grades in school, but the new Jordans come out, I'm going to still buy you these Jordans.
Right.
You just got bad grades in school, but the new dirt bike came out that all these kids get, and I'm going to give it to you. So I think that be the problem.
Yeah. Initially, I thought that I was going to disagree with it. But as you explained it more, it opened my mind up to like different stuff to it. So like ultimately, what you were saying as far as the kids being spoiled, I think that comes from us growing up in a situation where we couldn't do what we wanted. And then you open up to do whatever you could possibly do for the next generation. But my theory is tough times create tough people. Tough people create easy times. Easy times create soft people create tough times. I feel like when people are used to everything being set up for them, a lot of the times they're not going to understand like the value of it. Like the key thing that I ran with is value. Like forget the money, because the money itself it really doesn't even exist. We can go down that road. Like it started with backed by gold, and then it was a piece of paper we believed in. And now it's not even paper. It's just numbers on the screen. It's just kind of
nothing is real.
You know what I'm saying? So, the value is in whatever we believe it's in. And if you get too caught up in believing that it's in that, then you'll end up missing out on whatever's not that. So, given, like how you was giving the example of like setting your kids up, I agree. You got to set your kids up. But I also understand that there's a lot of people in here that were born into an economy where they could set their kids up, and then the economy changed, and they can't set their kids up. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
So I think that changes everything.
Yeah.
That's
My bad.
no, go ahead.
No, just to piggyback on that one, I don't have it. I'm not listen. I'm not a person that have it. I have 4 kids. I'm not a person that have it, but I don't know. Like for instance, like my kids, I work in a sneaker store, so I buy them all. I used to buy them all the latest sneakers. One day, I found out my kid was bullying a kid. I took his shoes away. I gave a few pairs of shoes to one of the students. And he had to wear the most fucked up shoes for like a month. Oh, it taught him a lesson. If we drive past, my son's 17 now, if he drive past a homeless person, whatever he's eating or whatever he got in his pocket, he's going to give it to him. And I'd be like, well, we know the difference between if you're homeless and they just, he don't care. He don't care. If he sees someone on the corner and they need something, he gives it to them. That's
good.
And that goes what I was about to say with, it's all about the teaching, what you teach your kids.
Yeah.
Because the problem with us as a community is what we pass down and the negative connotations we have on certain things that we do. For instance, the spoiling thing. Like, I get mad when I hear like millionaires or athletes talking about my kids not getting nothing because I earned it, but so it's mine and it's not theirs. I'm also like how black people were mad that LeBron James' son is playing for the Lakers right now. This is how business works. It's nepotism all around. We have to stop sitting there. Like, our community is the only community where, you spoiled. Like, I hear it a lot, people I had both my parents in my life. I still do. They both, and I have close people to me. Exactly. No, I hear that. Like, oh, man, you spoiled because you got your mother and your father. It's like, why is that spoiled? Because that's the system, because we supposed to think, we're not supposed to have that setup, and things like that, because what was passed down to us is, man, you got that, you don't know about struggle. We value struggle in our community because we consider that being real, and it's like, that's not real, because everything that trickles down with being real, because of, look at drugs, death, everything that comes with it. Oh man, he caught a body, that man real. I will never forget I'm not gonna say that. I knew 2 people. One was coming home from jail. One just graduated from college around the same time. Who you think was celebrated more?
The guy that came home from jail.
Why is that? And that's what we do in our community, and not to belittle any struggle. But one thing I always say is the difference between what we go through and what we put ourselves through. We put ourselves through the bullshit ever, and think because we do that, oh man, that's real. No, you have choices, and you want to appease other people instead of doing stuff to make yourself happy or be better. Like, no, we have to change our mindset in our community, because
I say this, my grandmother hates me for it, and I don't know if y'all gonna disagree with me, but I feel like it's hard for black people, period. But I feel like we put ourselves in so many predicaments to make it harder for us, and then we blame the white man for the situation. A lot of stuff, the way I grew up was fucking tough. I'm not gonna make it seem like it's not. I don't thrill it, and a lot of people don't believe how I grew up, but I grew up tough. But I'm not about to sit here and make myself be that person that I couldn't control what happened when I was younger. You can't control who your parents is, and if you're a kid, you can't control how you was raised. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have to be a part of that environment. And I think a lot of us in our community, especially if we see that, they think that, if you live that certain lifestyle and then you come up with just a little bit of money, you're that cool person. But then I was working with one guy, both his parents set up. One lived in Owens Mills, big house. The other one lived in White Marsh, big house. They doing real good, but they set him up. He ain't had to pay for college or anything like that. And At first, I was like, "You a spoiled little motherfucker," but then I thought about it. Was like, "Nah, that's what
you
your parents were supposed to do.
Supposed to do that, yeah.
That's exactly what you know what I'm saying." So he graduated, got his master's degree. He worked for the government, and he have a side hustle, side hustle that he's doing on his own. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta teach your kids.
You setting them up. Yeah, you have to set them up.
Ultimately,
you have to set your kids up.
I think what it comes down to is like it needs to be a balance.
Yeah.
So they have to understand value, and they also have to understand like what it's like to struggle through something, even if they don't struggle themselves. Because if I'm LeBron and I could put my son on my team, he's going on my team.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't care what else is going on or what y'all care, what y'all think about it, whatever. What? If your son ain't going on your team,
that's
crazy.
A problem.
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
Problem.
If I can make him the mascot, that's what he's gonna be.
Yeah.
But that's because, for one, I want what I got for myself. My kids has to have and better.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I say this often that crime is a symptom of poverty. So if you put them through too much struggle, then they're gonna learn everything about the struggle. And we start doing things in the struggle. If people are walking around in survival mode, we're not thinking about being moral,
adapting.
We're not thinking about being nice, being real, whatever. So you ask, why old boy in the streets and he a snitch? Because he was in the streets to get paid, and snitches don't get stitches anymore. So if we gonna break it all the way down, that's why he did it. But he don't belong in the streets. He's there because of, he's looking around, resources are disappearing. So I think that if knowledge could get you out of poverty, then we can cut down on the crime, which goes back to the question of it being, can you teach your kids to value money without them struggling for it? And the reason I said I was about to disagree was because I don't think you should teach your kids to value money. Money is, you can't eat it, you can't drink it, can't sleep in it, can't wear it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a companion. If you trapped out in the forest for 5 days, how happy are you with $1 million in cash? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that itself isn't worth anything. The idea isn't worth anything. What it comes down to is being able to build yourself up out of a situation. Now, if you're using that money as a tool, or if you're using a hammer as a tool, whatever you're using, you need to be able to value the bigger picture.
Resources.
I don't know if the money per se is. I don't think the more focus was on money. That was just the more so of the term.
Yeah.
Because we need money no matter what form it is.
Right.
We need money to survive.
But people put value in other things. Like when that big NFT trend went down, everybody was like, I need an NFT, They're it's pointless.
And with that's
they
manipulation. They put the money into manipulating. I don't want to say stupid people.
I got a few friends that have them.
But the people I'm gonna just say stupid people. It's not. I can't find the right word because it's like, okay,
and that is
how
Ray,
can I
everybody.
create? Oh yeah, standing on that, so get familiar. Because it's like, how can I create value in nothing to make people want it? If you can have enough people saying, and I was going to say what I was about to say. We have to make education cool.
Yeah.
Because without that, that's why people don't want it. We got everything else. Like, anybody know I love music. We can't say that it hasn't been a detriment to our community because of what they rapping about. Even though we say, this is, I promise you, I was gonna say that. Like, people talk about how great, Wayne's a good rapper, but look at the rappers he created in this climate right now. It was I know for better or for worse, it was about the hustle back then. Now it's about using the drugs.
Yep.
So we have to make like. One reason I love, talking about the music, Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and things like that. They make it cool to be smart. We have to make it cool to want to learn. Because if we don't, that's what the saying say. If you want to keep something from a black person, put it in the book.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm an artist and a teacher and an author, so I think I fit in all of those categories.
Yeah.
Put that out there.
I understand that. I think my knowledge when it comes to like certain stuff, like what's the What's the generation after baby boomers?
X.
Generation X. Yeah. That's like my parents in them age.
Me too.
How you a generation?
I'm the last one. I'm the last year.
What year is that?
80.
Hell no. Generation X is what's the age group from Generation
X? It's like
X?
69 to 80, something like that.
You just wanted to say 69.
So when do baby boomers? Well, I gotta go by decade. Then.
That's Michael Jackson and them niggas.
More sense. Like, so the decade from like 59 to 70.
Okay.
Right. Was the worst decade ever. And I'm explaining.
Oh, shit.
The reason why that decade was so bad, they were the decade that was in their 20s and stuff around the time that crack got big. Y'all realize our parents, when they start doing what they were doing, after that decade, any value or anything that the kids know these days went out the water because who was teaching it to them. So a lot of that generation talk so much about today's generation and y'all don't value this and y'all don't value that. Y'all was the reason why everything got broken up. Because y'all the one. I mean, I want to go a little further back than that, but I still feel like the ones, you know, the people that was born in like the 40s and stuff, and they had the kids in the 60s. They still did what they were supposed to do for them and taught them stuff when they were kids. But by the time they got in that 80s era, that's when everything got fucked up because after like
government though.
Yeah. I want to say government, and I'm not going to make it seem like the government is not the only reason, but
that is time.
Right now, you give someone something. You gave a whole community something. You see these people dropping like flies. You still gonna go out and still use it? We can keep blaming the government, and I'm not saying the government don't have no parts of it, because how did it get here? The government. I'm not saying that, but at some point, someone in our community had to look and see. Why would I do this? Like they had to stop at some point, and they didn't. They kept going along. And
they took all our leaders out.
And the reason why I said this is because so many people talk about the generation that got high, but y'all don't talk about the kids that had to live through watching their parents do it.
Yeah. And then you also got to include the fact that you have riddling babies, you pump them full of drugs, and you kick them out in the street and say we're not giving you any more, and you got to figure it out.
They all addicts.
We also got to go back to what happened with, you know, the Panthers and things of that nature, with COINTELPRO, people were drugged out, went to jail, things of that nature. Then you got to go back to where we lost all of the men in the war, and then the women had to step in. So it trickles back.
Mass incarceration.
It changes.
I understand that point
dynamic.
when you go back further.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, even when you go back further, they were still growing their kids up, and they still had some type of value.
Yeah.
Like they had some type of.
Yeah, they was wearing slacks and shoes and shit like that.
They were still teaching them. They were still teaching them stuff. Yeah. After that generation of that years that I was saying, us as what millenniums. So the millenniums, like our parents taught us that stuff, but then they stopped in the middle of us being like maybe middle schoolish and stuff. Because at that point, that's when they start using this stuff, it got a lot harder.
Yes.
So
and that's what it was.
It cut us off on they stopped teaching us around the time that we transitioning over from kids to trying to figure out who we want to be in life.
I think it's a little deeper than that, though. The reason I say that is because, like, my mother, she didn't have like a drug habit and everything. She was a really good mother. She was around, did what she had to do, but she was a single mother. So she worked 2 jobs. And that's when I found my way into the streets, because she can't make the money to pay for our, a roof over our head and be there to keep me out of the situations that I was getting into. Because you know why I wanted to sell crack? It wasn't because of any songs. It wasn't any movies. It wasn't anybody in the neighborhood like, yo, would it be cool if you do this? It was pink slips. My mother's working 16 hours. Right. How many more hours can she work? Right. She don't have a drug habit. She don't have an alcohol habit. She's not a label whore. She's working all of these hours, and it still ain't enough. I got to step up and do something, and ain't nobody looking to hire an 11-year-old.
Not at all.
But I got 16 hours to figure something out.
Yeah. It's a gumbo of everything that contributed to our community being the way it is. Drugs, government, like you can't have a man in the house, but we're gonna pay for everything. We're gonna give assistance. The drugs creating the murders, money, people not caring about each other. Then one of the main things, and this is what I'm learning because of just mental health.
Yeah.
We had nobody teaching us about mental health, and this is the fact. Like, it's like, okay, just like you said, let's put you on Ritalin. We're gonna take it from you. Why is that kid on Ritalin? Because it's a child that's waking up at 6 a.m, eating sugary cereal, going to school, and they're wondering why the kid can't sit down. You have a problem. That child. A lot of people had this story. Me, I was a child that I couldn't focus in school. Why? I wasn't being challenged enough. They took me out of regular class, put me in IB, GT classes. Oh, this dude was just bored.
Yeah.
Some of them, they don't have a person to say, no, my child don't need this medicine. He needs to be challenged more. We accept everything that they give us.
Whose fault is that though?
And that's what I'm about to say to us. We accept a lot of our parents
accepted
what they told us was wrong with us. You know, our grandparents, because they still had that white man is master mentality. Because we got to listen to the white man. We don't want to do nothing wrong. We don't want to displease the white man. So that also trickled down to us. So if that white teacher or white doctor said, oh, he needs to be put on medication, we didn't research it. We didn't see what the fault, everything that was wrong with the medication. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, so this kid not
he's
thinking
a professional and he can't be wrong.
He can't be wrong.
Yeah, that was that whole mentality about it. He can't be wrong.
If you think about it, they saying that oxy and heroin are in the same class.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So wait a minute. A doctor is giving people heroin.
That's the government. The government.
And then you cut it off and expect them not to find heroin.
Even methadone, like they're not cutting them cold turkey. They just give them another.
They give them dose.
Get on.
So
that's one thing I'm learning because what I'm doing right now, you know, working in the rehab.
Have to get high with now.
Yes.
Like this generation now is horrible. Like, but that they ain't had to see what we saw growing up either. So I think the whole drugs and stuff, the whole drugs and stuff is so. I guess that's to go back to your subject that the parent, like a lot of, I hope a lot of my family members don't see this, but I hope they do. A lot of the kids that's the generation under me, their parents spoiled them, and I'm gonna say spoiled because that's what it was.
Yeah.
They end up spoiling them, giving them everything, agreeing with everything they talk about when it comes to the teachers and this and that, and now they blinded them for the stuff from the real world. Me, my kids, I live on a borderline of the city, but you know, when I first got my own place, I was like, I'm not moving in the city. Like, I was able to get on Section 8 and I was able to get in public housing because I was in it when I was a kid. But I was like, I refuse to have my kids live that way. But my kids still see it. Like, they don't live in it. They don't live in it. But you have to see it, because if you don't see it, you won't understand when you go in the real world, like, oh, this is not what you're supposed to do. Right. Like, my kids not angels. They still do stupid shit.
That was me. Like,
but right now, like my 17-year-old, we went to a football game today. It was over West. And you know how they do in the city for football and stuff now for the youth. He was like, they drinking at this game? I was like, yeah, they drinking. He was like, they smoking weed? I was like, yeah, they smoking weed. He was like, around these kids? And I had to stop and look. Like,
oh, you don't know that's,
he was like, you know, they used to do this when I was like, for one, when you was in youth football, nigga, you played for Overly. I was like, the county youth football team is different from the city. Like, they go all out. But they still do good stuff for the kids because I still like it. But they just, the parenting is, unfortunately, is different. So him seeing that was like, well, this is cool. I like how they going out with them and they, you know, spending all this money. But I don't think that they should be doing all of this stuff in front of all of these kids during a football game. And I was fucking shocked. Like, okay, I raised you kind of right. But I think it's more the, you know, when it comes down to your question, it's more so the mindset. You can give your kids whatever, but if they fuck up, take it away. Stop rewarding
and don't
kids
be afraid to take
behavior.
it away.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Kids for bad behavior. I will take some shit in a heartbeat, and you gotta learn you can't punish your kids the same. You gotta know your kid, and you gotta know how to punish them.
I mean, you gotta pay attention.
You can't. All kids.
What you say?
You gotta pay attention to them kids.
You gotta pay attention to your kids. You have to.
Man, some of the worst students are the best dressed students.
Yes,
that's how it's always been.
It's the truth.
That's how it's always been.
It's crazy that it lines up like that, because it's like, if you don't understand the value of what you got going on, you don't understand that your mother has to tighten up, put on her interview voice. Hey, how you doing? Welcome.
Why the fuck you say this to my kid?
Right.
If she has to do all of that to buy them shoes, then you should be able to pull that off in school.
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying?
There's a kid in my school. He comes in with a Cuban link on. I'm like,
that's what. How do y'all feel about uniform being uniform? I mean, all schools being uniform.
I love it.
When I was in school,
fuck no.
I was like, nah.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I see why now. It's a reason for it. So
I think it makes sense.
It separates us.
Yeah.
It stops separating the kids.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
We learn classism.
But you got to add shoes to it too.
I was just telling somebody that the other day.
They'll wear
learn
a whole
classism,
uniform and then
in
they'll
school.
have the ones on. And then some other kid have skips on.
Right. You gotta have shoes.
But he's cooler because he dresses better, but he's dumb as fuck.
Exactly.
This smart kid right here. And that's why a lot of the things are the way they are now. Because, especially in the corporate world, because you got a lot of the geeks that were nobodies in school, and now they the shit now, and now they take it out on a lot of people.
One of my bosses, bro, I promise you.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? If you listening to this,
stand on that, Jest3r.
Yeah.
Throw me out there earlier.
It all depends on the group of kids too. Like my two middle kids, they go to a middle school, elementary middle school, and everybody know Miss Brown. I fucking hate the fact that I'm on Miss Brown now.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
When you go into school, my daughter, she's in honors class. She's in the 8th grade, but she take 9th grade classes. And I love when I go up there and they compete over the fact that who got the higher grade and who was this and who was that. And there's still some bad shit going on in the school. But what I can say is, we talked about certain stuff when it comes to grades and stuff when we were younger. But some of the kids, after they just didn't want to do it, a lot of guys was just dropping out. I can say that now what I be seeing in this generation in school, if you're not smart, they cracking on you more because you're not smart than what you got.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's they didn't got cool to be smart nowadays. You got cool to be smart. But now kids are jackasses.
Yeah.
They some jackasses nowadays.
Now when I do go to the school, I do see parents you know your child. You know for a fact your child did that. So why are you sitting here? If a teacher called me about my kid, depends on what they say. They did that shit. I am on my way. But some stuff you like, nah, you gotta give me more contact clues because they probably did it and they gonna get in trouble for it. But something had to happen for them to do that.
Yeah. Right.
And
but they still gonna get their ass in trouble because y'all shouldn't have did it.
Yeah, I had to leave my job to come up here. Yeah, something about to happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to talk down on the teacher to see what it is in front of these kids.
You're not doing that.
But
that's another thing too. They brought kids into the grown up conversation.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Them kids, I go up there one kid was, going wild on the teacher. I'm like, why the fuck are you talking to this teacher like that? She just froze. I don't remember the kid name, but they disrespect me because they know who I am. Y'all parents need to go up there and discipline y'all fucking kids. I'm like,
it's what you said. Cause me and my son had this talk. Why did you believe the teacher and not me? Cause you do the same thing in the house.
Yeah, you know your child.
Don't do that.
You know your child. And that's what all about some of these parents. Stop going up there and defending your child when you know your child. You know your child. You know for a fact that little motherfucker did it. So instead of you disciplining them, you getting mad because most of the times these damn teachers is without kids more than us.
Yeah.
So the teachers are without kids more than us because they in school. That's facts.
Laughing at me.
So by the time this teacher called you, your kid must have did this way more than one time.
Yeah.
You know why? It's a reflection of their parenting.
Yeah. The best way to know how you are as a parent is how your kid act when you're not around. When I go around people and they see my kids, they give them all these praises, and I'm like, what fucking kids are y'all talking about?
Right.
Not these little motherfuckers. I be joking though, but if you're not around your kid and they don't talk highly of your kid when you're not around, you need to fix your parenting because clearly you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Why you care about these ladies Jordans and New Balance and stuff like that? I think that's the whole reflection. Everybody want to be Nicki Minaj and Gorilla and Lil Baby.
That's why it should be, like I said, I really think uniforms.
Yeah, I like uniforms.
Uniforms should be mandatory.
And just like y'all said, when I was in school, it would have been a strong no and why they doing this.
They was just trying to do it when I was
older. Now that I can look at it, and I don't know if y'all know. I know he know. That's why he was laughing at me laughing. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I see this every single day. Everything you're saying, I see it every day.
I see it. I walk in the schools and I see it all the
ultimately,
time. And I will say something.
What it comes down to is there's not enough. We got to get back to community, the village.
I was about to say that.
Because, like I told you about my mother, she worked entirely too much, and there was nobody else there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when mommy at work or daddy at work or whatever, you need to know your teachers and know, like, yo, ain't nobody teaching for the money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a pay cut every day I go into work.
Yeah.
It go back to one of those things to where, like, my mind just be thinking, like, how once again as our community, how we celebrate negative shit. Like, yo, I swear that's the whole stop snitching thing is, like you said, we need community before, okay, your kid did this, or I'm telling your mother, no, we got to this thing, oh, stop snitching. Why? Because you want to keep doing bullshit and getting away with it instead of being corrected, you know?
Cool. You just segued into the next topic. But before we go there, boomers, 46 to 64.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Gen X is 65 to 80.
Okay.
So
y'all part.
So you stopped us from talking just to prove.
Yeah, that's what I did. So, the next topic.
Look at his face. He's so mad.
That was light skin.
Yeah, it was. That's very light skin. Very light skin.
All right, Drake.
So, the need for the need for validation. When did that become such a priority? Whether it's saying yes to something or saying no to something, because a lot of people can hate something and they want validation for hating that. Like, I don't like Beyonce. You know what? I don't like Beyonce either. Cool.
That's why motherfuckers don't like Beyonce. That's what be pissing me off.
Exactly. That's the only reason why I
like nobody have no reason why they don't be liking her.
Right.
Because everybody like her. That's why I don't like her.
I hate when people say that. Because everybody like her, or I don't know, it's just something about her.
Something about her.
Yo, it's like, what? Like, you don't even know this person. That's what it is. It's something about you.
I never argue anyone down about Beyonce that gave me a real facts on why you don't like her.
Yeah.
And then when I argue down why I like her, they be like, oh, that makes sense. I don't give a damn about how many kids she got or who she married to.
Kendrick Lamar, like I was saying out there with Kendrick.
Yeah, I get it. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Kendrick. He's just not my type of artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's okay
but
to say
I always
that.
give him his props.
Yeah.
I think he's a great rapper. I think he's a great lyricist. We needed him in this time. I will give him everything that he needs to be given, but he's just not my type of
people
artist.
don't believe in nuance. People don't believe, like, people think you gotta stand on one side and you can't be on the other side.
That is where my problem is most of the time, because you can't do that almost anywhere.
Right.
It doesn't work to stand on the side.
Yeah.
Nothing is all in that.
Like, nah.
People hate me because if you tell me something and I'll be like, well, like my friend, like, depending on what the subject is, they know if they want to come to me or not, because they know I'm not going to just agree with them.
Yeah.
So they be they hate it. So they be like, well, my boyfriend did this and he did that. I said, well, what happened for him to do it? Well, bitch, why you don't ever be on my side? Because you gotta tell me. Because if you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong. I'm not gonna tell you you're right because we cool. I'm not gonna tell him you're wrong.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you you're wrong.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, like, no, nigga, he was right. You were wrong. I don't know how you gonna handle it. But if you coming to me for the advice, you gotta let me know if you want to hear my opinion or you just want me to listen.
I had so many people, like, through my lifetime
I do that all the time.
that come to me or call me like, just give it to me. I already know what you gonna do. Like, so you know that you was stupid in that situation. You was wrong. Like, I was talking to somebody I know. They was telling me about how their wife be nagging them and things like that. And it's like, okay, but do she know you cheating on her? And he was like, no, of course not. I said, so you don't think that's the energy, the reason why you feel she nagging? So you think she's only wrong, but if she found out what you was doing, what would happen?
Yeah.
Like, it's an energy thing, you know, and the validation, like you said, why people seek it, because people think that you don't love them if you tell them no.
Yeah.
It's more love in the no than the yes.
That's a whole fact.
It took me years to tell people no. I always looked at stuff like, all right, if I needed it, I would want someone to do it for me. So let me help them. Not validation in a sense of, you know, oh, your shoes cute. Yeah, they cute. I'm gonna say they cute, knowing they ugly.
But yeah, don't mean shit if you don't know when to say no.
Yeah, so
Facts.
it took me, years to say no. I wouldn't tell nobody no, and I was so nice and this and that. And then I got with my boyfriend, and he was like, you know.
Why'd he laugh?
Because we not together no more.
That
But
was weird. Like,
Yeah.
I said my boyfriend like that because I keep saying boyfriend and we
You
not
do.
together no more. That's why. That's
You
why.
still love him?
Yeah, he was the best thing that ever.
So why y'all not together?
Because of life. We not together.
Validation, sir. Validation.
No, it's not even validation.
No, stay on track. Validation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's validation.
Oh, right. I was about to get cerebral with you there, yo. Because you just said the best thing in life. So you're depriving yourself from the best thing in life.
It's not just me. It's
It didn't work.
So y'all being stubborn.
You can say that.
Yeah.
You can say that.
So y'all gonna let y'all stubbornness come between the best thing in life.
It's so much stuff that happened with us in life instead of us trying to figure it out and deal with it. It got the best of both of us. And we was just going through stuff, like mentally, I was so fucking depressed and I didn't know how to get out of it. And he missed to fix it. And I'm like, you can't fix me because I can't even tell you what's wrong with me. But I just know I'm going through something. Only thing I need you to do is be here. And I don't cry.
Can I ask one personal question?
Yeah,
Did it have anything to do with postpartum or anything like that?
he think it was postpartum. I never dealt with postpartum. It could have been that. I
Yo.
don't know. I really don't know. And even to this day, I couldn't tell you why I was. It was just terrible. I didn't want to be a girlfriend. I didn't want to be a mother. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to do nothing.
Postpartum.
And that never been me before. And I couldn't explain what was wrong.
What?
I couldn't explain what was wrong. And I kept telling him, like,
Yeah.
I can't tell you what's wrong. But he missed to fix it. Like, whatever
guys,
missed to fix it. Yeah.
Going, he needs to fix it. And then that was, you can't, I don't need you to fix it.
But that's our value.
But that's what we do.
I get it. But I just, if I feel like crying, I need you to hold me while I'm crying.
We don't know that. We want to know why.
I'm telling, but I can't tell you why.
And we're confused about that.
And I get it.
So the thing is,
I get
when
it.
something happens, we have an option. We can let you just cry by yourself.
Yep.
We can come and hug you because you need somebody with
This
you.
is- okay.
We can tell you what you should do better,
This-
or we can just try to fix whatever
This
made
is something
you
y'all
cry.
want to love.
But
I take
we don't
full
know.
credit for why we're not together. I was like 75% of the problem.
Oh, good job.
And it ain't had nothing to do with cheating or
First.
anything like that. I said, I'll give y'all
Yeah,
that.
that's a fact.
It was.
Yeah, can't
it
fix
was
it.
Woman talking about accountability.
Oh, yeah, I gave it to. And
I know that's always rock with you.
I
You was
tell
always
people
real.
this all the time, like you
No,
know,
for real. I fuck with
I
her.
was the biggest problem because I'm so used to doing everything, and then he comes along and he's helping.
yeah,
And I'm so used to doing this and doing that, and he was a provider. He was any values that I think that for me, any value that I think a relationship should be in my mindset and in his mindset, we clashed. We clashed on finance. I mean, not clash. We went together. Finance, religion, politics.
So what it sounds
Everything,
like, he
it
was
was
valid. So
No,
you
that's what I'm
need to,
saying.
you know what I mean?
But his
I done seen games get one in the fourth quarter before.
Facts.
But his problem was the
shot.
fact that his problem was he couldn't
Fix
he
it.
thought life was black and white.
Yeah.
I
Men.
keep telling you, life is gray. So if something occurred, and I'm telling you it can't be that way, I listen to you all the time. Well, I'm okay with being submissive. I don't want to be the head of the household because I already did it for so many years. So I'm okay with it. But if I tell you something is wrong, and if I tell you don't do it, I want you to listen to me sometimes too. Because out of these 90% of the time, everything is you. Mm-hmm. But if I'm telling you out of this, but I don't even like confrontation. So out of this 10% of the time, I'm telling you, is you, listen to me.
But
you
if
want me to listen to you, but you never want to listen to me.
Is it clear?
That's my problem. It's clear.
I was about-
Listen, I don't ask a question or I don't come to something unless I want to know the answer.
Yes,
that's
Lord.
That's my firm fucking belief.
Yes, Lord.
If I come to you with a question or if I want to know something, I want to know the answer and I'm going to listen to your answer. So no matter what the answer is. So if it's something I want to know and I got a feeling how that answer is going to be and I know I'm not emotionally not ready for that answer, I won't ask you the question because I already know how it's going to go.
That's male ego though.
But if I come to you for something or if I want to question or something, I really want to know the answer. So this answer is about to fuck my day up. It doesn't matter because I want to know it. That's why I'm coming to you for it. Type thing. So our relationship,
supposed to fix it. I
now
can't create it.
I'm to the part. I'm at the point that I don't see us not getting back together. If we get back together, we get back together. If we don't, we don't. He's an amazing fucking father.
Hey, look,
So
I'm rooting for y'all,
As long
man.
as you do,
That's a fact, bro.
I'm rooting for y'all.
as long as you do what you're supposed to do for that little boy, I'm fine with it. But if we get back together, we get back together.
You want to?
Let's go.
You're smitten right now.
I
Hey, look, assist. That I didn't even know you was giving the assist.
Listen,
you smitten right there. Yeah.
Right now, with us not being together, is something that we need because we was fast. Like we was.
But why? But see, that's another one of those. Why? What's wrong with fast?
I don't think nothing wrong with
so
that.
So you shouldn't do that out there because if everything was working, it's fine to be. Traditionalists fuck up everything now. Yeah, we gotta stop thinking that everything that worked back then.
Everything worked until it didn't work. Okay.
But everything worked.
It did, but we needed this break.
Okay.
Both of us agreed we needed the break. So if we get back together, we get back together.
Right.
But it was just so. It was so much. Like It was one of those situations that it was so much. I was drowning. I was crying. I don't cry. Listen, anybody that know me know that I don't cry. I don't show emotions. I don't.
You still got love. You still love him, right?
I don't show emotions. But for him, I get. And I tell him this all the time. What you get from me, no one has ever gotten from me. Nobody. Like nobody has ever. No one has ever experienced Tina how you experienced in Tina. Mm-hmm. Like nobody never experienced it, and I don't think. I probably can't give it to someone else if we never got, because I'm not that person just because my relationship broke up.
You don't want to.
All niggas ain't shit, and I still want to get married. I still values everything when it comes to life. I'm not that hateful female just because I'm not. He
right there though.
Not a relationship no more, because with my first kid's father, we was together for years. We was high school sweethearts and whatever. And even with all of the bullshit I went with him, I still value the same beliefs when it comes to men. I don't think y'all trash. I feel like his situation was trash. Like that person is trash, not the whole black community. But yeah, if we get back together, we get back together. Because his shit wasn't sweet either. I do feel like and not even that, with the whole, like when it comes to like finance, he had everything put in place. But in my head, I have to help. Oh, I gotta help you. But right now, Tina, you can't help me financially, and it's okay. But I still have to help. So I put us in unnecessary debt because I felt like I had to help. Instead of me just not helping, it was a lot better. But I had to, because that's just me. Like I had to help. Like I don't.
Maybe it's you didn't know what kind of help you was providing.
I provided the worst help because I put us in fucking financial.
No, I'm talking about before that. You probably felt like you needed to do more than what you was doing. So the thing is,
because of what you were in your past. That's what I was about to say. From your past,
I get it.
If I'm the quarterback,
I get it now.
And you're the lineman. I don't need you to get open for a pass.
I get it. And then
I don't need you to throw it. I just need you to keep this up off me. So if you cooked me a meal, you kept me from eating out.
Listen, I get it.
Kept
and
it up
even
off me.
When I was
so
even when I was in the mix of it, it's not like I didn't value what he was saying or what he was doing. I understood it. But for me, I was so used when it comes to finance. I'm the person everybody comes to for stuff. I was the person that did everything financially. How the fuck I did that with 3 kids is beyond me.
Yeah.
But I did it. I was that person. So for me to sit here knowing that he can take care of everything on his own, I just felt like that's not right. I shouldn't let him do this on his own. I need to help him some way, somehow. And I made it worse. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that was one thing. And I feel like the whole dynamic of us having a baby was a situation because it was different. Like, when he came with me, I already had kids, which I didn't. I pushed him away because I had kids. I felt like you shouldn't be with me because I have kids. You don't have kids. I have 3 kids. Now, my situation is now I got multiple baby daddies. I was out here doing this, doing that. I was with that same person for years. The only person I was with for years. And then you come in, and I have 3 kids, and the whole stereotype of how it is for you to be a stepdad.
See, I was about to say, you listen to
the whole. Listen,
I already. That's why I was pointing. I was like, oh, you let outside world.
No.
Yeah.
I almost let the outside
full circle moment right there.
Yeah,
I let the outside world stop me from experiencing what I experienced with him. Yeah, because I felt like and not even the outside world. You have so much stuff going for you. Why would you want to?
Because he won, because he grown. Like y'all women think women don't. Hold on, women really don't. I'm not. No, it's just because women think the men don't know what we want when we do.
I get it. I get it.
Y'all don't know what y'all want sometimes.
No, that's facts. I'm not gonna debate that.
It's y'all.
It's both.
Hey,
no.
So wondering, I wrote a book when it's called Understanding Martians, and I followed it up with Cries from Venus is right on this topic. I'm sorry, I gotta throw it in there.
I get it. So. Like I said, I'm just not putting out what the fuck, the shit that we had going on with him because he's not here to defend himself.
No, that's fine.
No, that's fair.
So it's more so with me and then my family.
That's good.
Your family didn't like him?
My family loved them until they didn't, because they felt like a lot of the reason I was changing was because of him. He was some of the reason, but then I just opened my eyes to realize, like, I can't, when I was depressed, people were still coming to me for everything, or people didn't like the fact that I was so isolated. And then instead of y'all can't literally see something that's going on with me. Right. The only thing y'all see is everything y'all want and what y'all can get from me, and y'all still want it. So everyone thought more so he was the person that was causing it, and he wasn't. He wasn't. He was like, well, do this or do that or do this. But if it was something that was like if it was something too big and it could fuck up our household to an extent, he would say no. And then if he say whatever he say goes, and I'm okay with that. And like I told him, even when it comes down to my family, I would have chose you over them. He
probably wouldn't even let you do that though. He probably wouldn't let you do it.
But I would have. We're not married or nothing like that, but I would have chose.
That's another thing wrong with black community.
I would have chose him over him, and I realize even now I still do stuff with my family and stuff. I love my family, but they see me different now. That's the whole thing with the yes and no thing. I say no a lot now. And to the point that sometimes people don't even come to me for certain stuff because they already know how I am. I'm so isolated.
That's my family. They don't come to me at all.
If I go to family functions, we having fun, we having a good time. And then my cousin, she's married. She's been married for years. So her husband is my cousin. I don't call him nothing else besides my cousin.
That's real.
So if we out chilling, whatever we doing, 9 out of 10, me and him is together the whole time. No matter what the family function is. So I be with my family, then next thing you know, I'm sitting and we just sitting there chilling the whole time. So a lot of my family think he changed me, which he didn't, but then he did at the same time, and it's okay.
You're supposed to change,
The fact that y'all so used to Tina being on her own and whatever y'all want from Tina, whatever y'all can get, y'all can get it. And now I have this. But I went through fucking hell with my first kid's father. When I mean hell, I went through hell with this man. And I finally got someone that's my partner, and someone that he treated my kids better than their father treated them. Way better than what their father treated them. He was a good fucking man. And then, like I told them, like, if it would have came down to it, even with us beefing, I would have chose this nigga over y'all.
You know, one thing wrong with our community when it comes to family is that we think we know what's best
for that person.
Because we love them, and it's like no, you don't. Business. You want what's best for them. If it
values you, and then that's what I was saying. When it comes to me, when it comes to anybody, and they got their drama, and I was like, the fucked up thing is I don't come between none of y'all with any of y'all people's y'all spouse. If y'all get with this person or get with that person, that's none of my business. If you come to me and you ask me for my advice, I give it to you. But whatever y'all got going on, y'all can fight every fucking day. That has nothing to do with me unless you come to me for it.
You know what it is?
Type of thing.
Well, I think what it comes down to is a lot of us, we want to be accepted. And I'm coming right back to that. The validation is the fact that we want people to validate our relationship. Yeah. We want people to validate the way that our life is going. So a lot of the times when the family looks at our life and they're like, no, you're not supposed to be with that person. You should be with that one. Yeah. Then they're not going to validate this relationship. Yeah. And because you're seeking it or they're seeking it, then it creates this huge issue, and then it starts weighing on. We start worrying about what outside sources is thinking.
And that's when
he like a proud dad because you made it full circle.
That's how I be though.
And then when it comes down to these men, listen.
She was cool for 2 seconds.
I think y'all gonna like what when it comes down to the men, us mothers is the reason why a lot of these men turn out the way they are. Y'all don't know y'all place. Y'all don't know y'all place. Y'all gotta know y'all place. Like the whole front seat, back seat. I'm in the back. This is your wife. I don't come before your wife anymore.
Yo.
I raised you to be who you are, and you have your own separate family, my guy.
Yo.
And I tell my sons this all the time. I don't come before your spouse. As much as I know y'all love me.
That's great. Biblically.
I'm fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? But I will never put you in a position for you to have to choose between me and her. And even if it gets to the part that I know this bitch is trash, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. But I'm going to still accept you for what it is. Because if it comes full circle and whatever happens, I'm going to still be there for you. But I still don't come before her.
And hopefully what you instilled in him.
So he can already see it.
Yeah.
But a lot of females need to realize that, especially these mothers, y'all don't come before your child's spouse. And even if they not married and they've been together for years and they building, these people got kids together, they have a house. And some people don't want to get married. People need to face that fact.
Traditionalists, that's what I'm saying. We got to lose a lot of the traditions.
Get married, but when it comes, because I have 3 sons and a daughter, I don't come before her. I need y'all to realize this. As much as y'all want to feel like I come before her, I don't come before her. And that's one thing I love about my ex again. He was a mama's boy through and through. Oh, but his mama ain't come before me. He put me before anybody. Like, it don't matter what the situation is, that he put me before any fucking body. Anybody. But the only difference is he want to confrontation me. I'm out of sight, out of mind. You do some shit, I don't want to talk to you no more. And I'm okay without talking to you no more. Man. That was one of our biggest things. Like, his thing is, you need to say something. My biggest thing is, what do I have to say? I don't have to say shit. I don't have to talk to him no more. I don't have to say nothing to him. We don't have to be around. Because at the end of the day, y'all ain't going to treat this nigga no type of way. And y'all think that I'm going to sit here and kiki kaka with y'all? And why do I have to explain something when you are wrong?
Well, see, that's the thing. I say it like this, right? If let's say, like, you touching the table makes me nervous. You know what I mean? Last time somebody touched the table, I had to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know how many times you want to touch the table. That's where your phone was. So, one time, you don't know. But if I don't say anything, and you do it a second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, at that point, it's on me. I didn't even tell you that, hey, I get you doing, you know what I'm saying? So, overall, I say something, it ain't even for the people I tell. It's for them.
Yeah,
to say, all right, I said it. If you do it again, I'm going to take it as disrespect because you know. You didn't know before, but you know now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say something, because I don't like confrontation either.
I hate confrontation.
But I'm going to confront it so I ain't got to hold that tension.
The only thing that be pissing me off when I'm confronting something when they don't, like, I'm not the problem. You're the problem. So to me, in my mindset, and I still don't, I'm still not 100% on board with that. And me in my mindset, if you're wrong, you are the problem. So I'm not going to try to fix this problem that you caused. So you need to fix it. And if you don't fix it, I'm okay with us not being coexistent. I can write you off. I'm definitely out of sight.
That's a defense mechanism.
But see, drug dealers sell drugs to solve a problem. Crackheads use crack to solve a problem. The problem isn't the crackhead or the drug dealer. The problem is they need to solve a problem. So if both of them, in their mind, they're Superman doing what they got to do to fix their problem. This crackhead did whatever he had to do to get his drugs. He fixed his problem. This drug dealer do whatever he got to do to sell his. He fixed his problem. But if they're both walking around saying, I'm not the problem, you are, nobody actually addresses the problem, which is drugs in the community, creating crackheads and the people that got to sell them. So that's why I confront it the way you can't say you didn't know. You can't say
everybody still has that if. I get it. I love what you're saying. I think that's one thing I just can't. Right now, I just can't see myself doing it yet. I just don't think that I should try to fix a problem, because I have done that before.
No, forget fixing it.
I don't feel like I should confront a problem that I didn't cause.
There you go. That's where I'm at with it.
I feel like if I caused the problem, I am such a... I can admit when I'm wrong and all that other stuff. So when a lot of people say stuff about females who not admit shit, I admit it. Like, if I do something wrong to my kids, I'll be like, damn, I was wrong for that, my bad. I'm okay with saying that. Like, I'm okay with... Because if I don't admit to you that I'm wrong about something, even though I know I'm wrong about something, you're going to go on for years thinking that what I did, I don't think that I'm wrong.
Right.
So you're going to feel a certain type of way about the situation that I feel like that I can fix. Or I'm going to say fix. I can fix it because I know I caused it. I'm that person. So I feel like if you caused the problem, even if you don't think it, you know you caused the problem. You're just not going to confront it because you don't feel like you're right, but you know you caused the problem. So if you don't come and fix that problem with me, I'm not fixing it. I'm not going to you to fix it.
No, I'm not saying fix the problem.
Or solve it, or whatever
Forget
the problem
is. I'm not with
that problem just going to be there.
You ain't going to fix it.
Acknowledge it's a problem.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm overall saying if it starts raining, I don't cause the rain, but I'd be an idiot to run out there without an umbrella and be mad.
I don't never use an umbrella.
I don't use umbrellas.
I use hoodies.
But I know
at the same time.
But at the end of the day, I know that it's raining.
You definitely use an umbrella.
No, I don't.
You definitely got
umbrella.
a daffodil umbrella.
I know that it's
but
raining.
But umbrella is just better for the visual.
I know that it's raining. I know if I go out there without nothing while it's raining, I know I can get sick.
Yep.
It's my problem. I'm not gonna get mad that I'm sick because I went outside in the rain, because I know that I don't have an umbrella, and I know that if I go out in the rain and like that water hit my head, I could probably get sick.
So
that's
forget what caused the problem. You should use an umbrella or a hoodie,
right?
To keep from getting rained on.
But if I don't feel like putting an umbrella up and something end up happening because of it, then it is what it is.
Okay.
Or if you know you had something to do before it rained, do it before it rained. Meaning,
you know the rain was coming.
Yeah.
So if you would have fixed it before you went out there,
exactly. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you. That was a dope ass conversation that went somewhere totally.
It went left. We talked 8 different things. I don't even think we answered your.
We did. He did. He brought it back.
Yeah. So since we've been bashing the older generation, this whole episode.
Since we've been bashing you.
Yeah, basically.
It is you.
Yeah, they're basically bashing the whole other generation.
Older generation.
Last question. Why young people stop going to church?
Because
I go to a lot of churches and there's a lot of old people there, and the youth is like 30 and up. That's the youth church now. Why you think that young people don't want to go to the church?
Like some of the worst people were in the church.
Okay.
So that's why I stopped going to church.
Also, we created free thinkers to where I don't need to do this as long as I have this, which is, it's okay.
Yeah.
It is a lot of bad people in church, but that's because we looking up and not looking down. Meaning we're too busy looking at the pastor as a deity and not what's in the book. And that's with anybody's religion. We look at them as, we're following them. And so when a human makes a mistake, so you see why I don't go to church? Because this person messed up. Wait, that ain't got nothing to do with what's in this Bible.
Pastor got caught with his jaws down.
That's what I'm saying.
That per se is not the problem. I feel like
I'm saying that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons.
Do this, do that. I'm okay with that. I don't care. I feel like if you do it, it's okay. You should get a pass because you're in the church. But everyone else outside of the church, they do stuff. And they crucify them for the same stuff that you're already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because we think we're supposed to be perfect, and that's not.
Some of the biggest hypocrites are in church. I have seen some of the people that's in church be some of the worst people. Like, and I don't even mean
because that's that shield.
Yeah, they are the worst people. Y'all treat people the worst. Mm-hmm. You're not there for your community. Just because I don't go to church, you can see these kids out here. You know how many church people that me and my sister knew growing up, knowing that we were hungry in that house, and we went and asked these people for food. What they do? They went to go tell our mother, knowing our mother's sick, and we get our ass beat for it, and we still hungry. But you know the situation. That was
you
some of the
can't tell a black
people,
mama that their kids asked for some
that's
food.
That's some of the main people that I went across with in church. Not and then I know a church guy that's the worst person ever. So that's just my personal opinion. And then I can watch that shit on. I can watch it on.
Yeah, I watch.
The biggest problem with it is we gained access to knowledge to where not knowledge. We gained access to information, and with the more information we got, people started looking at it differently. Like ultimately, I have family members that was like extremely religious, and then I remember needing to take my drug money to help them out with bills because the church they've been paying into wouldn't do it. And I remember being frowned. I remember, not me personally, because I always was able to walk within the worlds. They didn't look at me sideways, but they would look at some of my friends sideways because they like, you be out there in them streets. And it's like, wait a minute, the streets is funding your car. So the issue that I have, and I found out like maybe like 3-4 years ago that I'm what you'll call a mystic. I believe that there's a higher power, but I also believe that as long as man has something to gain, they will manipulate the idea of that higher power for themselves. So I don't think any religion that we can pick up and just read in a book, I feel like if there's different versions of it, then we know the game of telephone. He tell me something, I tell her something, it tell you, and by the time you say it out loud, we go, That ain't what we said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it changes, and then when we can all interpret it to be whatever we want it to be, as soon as we get into that world, you're creating a place of there's no accountability, and it's all just belief in the value system. I believe that you're a good person because you're here.
Okay.
And it's too much value in that one person. We see people do it with celebrities.
So the Gen X generation, my people, shout out to y'all. They say that y'all generation is the Y generation. Y'all didn't just accept what.
That's why I said the free thinkers.
Right.
Yeah. We got access to the internet.
Millennials are the best generation. And this is the reason why. We were at our let me see. We was at the peak of our life when we was able to experience life before and after. And a lot of people don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. Like we literally, I learned how to write on a computer through a typewriter.
Okay.
Because at the time of class, you depending on it was typewriters and it was computers. So some people got typewriters and some people got computers. So we learned both sides of the fence, and we are the generation that really learned finance.
Yeah.
The generation after us is the best in finance. No matter how much we want to sit here and admit that they're not. They do a lot of stupid shit. But when it comes
I was about to say they just dumb.
I'm about to say I got a lot of friends my age. They were grown like 30 before they even got a bank account because they didn't trust the bank.
They didn't trust the bank. They didn't know this. They didn't know that.
Me included. Like I don't think I got a bank account until I was like 26.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that.
I went to a check cash's place. They just cashed my check, so I'd be all right.
I tried to save money, but I ain't know.
You didn't get a check. You said in the 90s.
I still got checks when I first started working in
check cashing place. Yeah, I got hard checks. I asked for hard checks.
No, I thought you said you was 26.
No, not in the 90s. No. Yo, cut it out. I ain't that old.
So we really we was in the middle of everything changing. Y'all, everyone else prior to us saw it change, but we was in the middle of it, so we was able to really experience everything. We was able to experience social media
for better or for worse.
We experienced every single thing from people in your generation experiencing the internet and stuff, like really experiencing it in your 30s. It's totally different from your late teens and your early 20s because you're still in that mindset of, oh, this is new. Let's check this out. By the time you hit 30 and you show me certain stuff at my age now, it's like,
I benefited from my son being born in 95.
Yeah,
the stuff he learned, I had to learn with him. So I really benefited from that.
Like we experienced, y'all generation on back is just. A lot of people in y'all generation on back is so stuck in y'all ways that y'all don't see nothing different, and that's the problem. That's stuck in their ways situation. Like, us as black people, every Friday we need to play cards, we need to drink, we need a fish fry, and that's it. Like,
that sounds kind of dope though.
Like it's everything. I'm
with that every Friday.
I want to do it.
I'm with that.
I missed a good fish fry.
Y'all so stuck in your ways. Like, okay, instead of us having fish, I got these lamb chops. Let's make these lamb chops. No, we're not gonna make lamb chops.
Don't fuck up tradition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
like that's the word. Like,
every Sunday we go to church. You know what I mean? We go out to eat after, come home. You gotta wear a suit and tie.
Yeah. And it's okay. Like and like for instance, like even when it comes to the pastors, if I pull up something on YouTube with a pastor and they got on Timbs and jeans and stuff, I'm not watching it.
Okay.
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. It's not my cup of tea. Like, I don't want you to be up there saying some little boosty stuff while you are praising the Lord to me. Not saying I love little boosty.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? You gotta know the difference. Right. Like, I'm okay with us talking about that after hours.
They just trying to relate.
Yeah, but
because trying to relate.
Yeah, my old pastor,
but once
he quoted Juicy J, "Bands will make you dance." He literally quoted it.
But see, this is what this is how I look at it. If you look in the Bible, this is the problem with church folk is and why they judge so much. Where would Jesus was in the hood
all the time.
Jesus was hanging with the thugs, the prostitutes, and everything else. The same people that they sit there and judge. No, he without sin cast the first stone. What did he say? Because everybody is at fault. You're born into sin. You feel me? Like the tradition. I'll never forget. We coming up. But the Bible says, skin of bronze, hair of wool. Who's this blue-eyed, blonde-haired dude that y'all worship?
Why? Like, why you questioning it?
Like, what is that?
Yo, she used to
the worst mother ever.
She's the worst mother ever, and I ain't even watched that show.
Yo, she was the worst. Like, he explained everything to
yeah.
He telling you every word, and that person that he got up on that wall is the person that you praise every day. But
they didn't
since
let Michael
it's
talk
tradition,
enough.
that's
they
what
did.
we get for a tradition.
Yeah.
And everything got to be the same, and y'all don't want to step outside of y'all box.
Mm-hmm.
How you grew up, that's how Jesus is supposed to look.
Mm-hmm.
So since that's how you saw him as, you don't want to listen to your kids showing you something different. Y'all don't want to learn.
No.
Just because we're younger, y'all think.
And that's what the slave masters did. They manipulated us into thinking that, okay, well, we're taking pieces of this book out, and we're going to manipulate it to make you, you have to be enslaved, you have to listen to us. Yeah. No, that's not what it says. But once again, we hear that, and you got some people that say, "See, why would the slave masters teach us this if this is the truth?" Well, they didn't really teach us what was in that book. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, they manipulated us because 100 people on the field.
Different Bibles that was handed out.
It was 100 people in the field, the couple slave owners and the masters, but we couldn't take over. You know, it's certain things. You take over somebody's mind. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm about to say. You take over somebody's mind.
You don't have to go to college, and you don't have to. I got a million, and a lot of
that's a huge argument right now.
Millionaires that that don't think education is a big issue. A lot of those millionaires end up becoming broke. Mm-hmm. So no, you don't have to go to college per se, but you still need to learn and know some type of knowledge to keep you a millionaire. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yep. It's two ways to look at that, and I say this all the time. I mean, it's on me all day. Mm-hmm. Think it's not illegal yet. I say that because I can learn from anybody. I don't care who it is. I mean, I'm talking about the crack kid on the street. I'm not just walking past him thinking that he don't know something.
They've been through some shit.
You know what I'm saying? And I heard a dude, right? He said it was a homeless guy. He walked him into McDonald's. You'll get whatever you want. Blah 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 blah. The guy was like real nice. So he asked him. He said, "How'd you end up here?" He said the guy smiled, looked at him, and said, "Helping people." Mm-hmm. And when you're in the middle of helping somebody out, nothing's going to open your eyes more than that to say, wow, you helped too many people. Basically breaking down, while you're giving out bricks for everybody's foundation, you forgot to build yours.
Yours crumbling.
And unfortunately...
Why are you so loud, bro? Why you yelling at me right now? Calm down, yo.
My bad, I had too many bars, man. It was just coming out. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I think that overall, we get in a place of... We get stuck where we are. We say that this works, and we create a ceiling right there.
And then people be thinking they too.
And anything outside of that don't go.
You're able to flourish and get where you need to, et cetera, et cetera. But it's okay to you never too good for people. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lot of things that a lot of people, just because you're in a certain class now,
bruh.
It go back to the beginning.
You beneath me,
value.
So I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing about. That's another thing that I hate about our community. Them people that's too good. Like my I know she ain't gonna hear this.
The deaconess and all them.
My grandmother.
Right.
Yeah.
My grandmother hates my father. I hate to say it, and he hates to realize it, but she does. Mm. And she hates him because my father was the only one of her kids that did something for himself. Mm. With the least amount of education. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My grandmother had all these degrees. Mm-hmm. My uncle is one of the smartest motherfuckers I know that do a lot of dumb shit. But my father had the least education, but he always made a way. Like, I don't know how he do it, but he always does it. So right now, he's the most financial kid that she have. Mm-hmm. So anything she want from Tony, she won't get it from Tony, but you acting like them white folks. You think you too good, or you just bought this new truck. You ain't this, or you just bought this house down in Louisiana. You ain't that. Mm-hmm. Like, everything he accomplished, she belittled him just because he ended up doing more than what she could have done with her degrees. And I love my grandmother to death. You can't tell me nothing negative about my grandmother. But when it comes to my father, she treated him horrible because he was able to do everything she couldn't do with a lot less.
I was about to say it's a reflection.
With a lot less.
It goes against everything that she was taught. And learned, I need to do this, and that's the way I'm going to be successful. Mm-hmm. What you just said, that he took the minimum and became who he is.
And it wasn't even that. Like, my grandmother had a hard growing up, but my grandmother was book smart. Like, she graduated from Dunbar when she was 15. She graduated from college when she was 18. She just had kids when she was young. Right. And, life life when it came to my grandmother. But she was so focused on her stuff, she ain't put it into her kids.
Right.
My father dropped out of high school when he was like in the 9th grade. He was getting D's in elementary school, but my grandma was getting A's and B's in college. She just stopped caring about her kids' stuff because she had them so young and she was so focused on herself. More so she was focused on her kids. So for him to do so much with the bare minimum, I feel like she hate him for it because
it goes against what she is.
Yeah, you was able to do everything that you wanted to do when it comes to your education, and you still couldn't amount what this man accomplished, knowing that you didn't do what you were supposed to do as a parent.
And the good thing about him is that he didn't dumb himself down.
No, he don't. He still do whatever I tell him all the time. Like, sometimes you can tell him no. Tell him no.
And to when I say that to, okay, let me not outdo her or make her. I don't care if she feels some type of way.
All the time he make himself look like, and it be pissing me off because like all the time he just dummy it down. I'm like, why you do this? And I'm my father's child. Like, I would do any and everything for anybody. But I am huge on respect. Like, I'm huge on respect. Like, you're not gonna sit here and disrespect me and think you still gonna get stuff from me.
Right.
My father think that's my mother. She's not gonna be here long. I have to do everything I have to do for her. So I'm like, all right, Dad. You know, I'm gonna be on your side no matter what. But you're gonna learn one day that you have to tell this lady no. Yeah. Because if you don't tell her no, she's gonna keep. Like I said, my grandmother is everything to me, because for us growing up, when it comes to my father and his siblings, my grandmother did everything for her grandkids that they didn't do when we were younger. So she was a saint to us. I didn't realize the real person she was until like probably 3 or 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to tell her no, because no matter how good you do is, oh, you got that little truck. Oh, you had that little house. I don't like your wife. I don't like this. You're doing this for these people. You need to do this for other people. And then he dummy himself down to just get acceptance from
That's
her.
why you always have to keep learning.
Acceptance. Now, in the last, like, maybe few months or so, he has been doing a lot better with out of sight, out of mind, and I'm proud of him, Black Power. But our community is terrible. And we have to fix that's one thing about Charles White. He do a lot of dumb shit because I feel like he dummy himself down. But when you really read into the type of person that man is, it just makes me mad about him, because you dummy yourself down, try to get a point across instead of being who you are. But a lot of stuff he say about the black community that people hate, he be telling the truth. We one of the worst communities in the.
So you putting the bail up?
Cause
you putting the bail up for him?
For me?
Yeah.
That was stupid. You got locked up for beating up a fucking animal?
Yeah.
You need to be in jail. Like, I'm not getting locked up for beating no
Charleston White.
That's stupid.
How did he? What kind of animal?
I don't know.
It said it wasn't a dog or it wasn't livestock, some shit. So they don't know what it is.
You locked up from messing with an animal.
I don't know if it was a kangaroo. You gotta put some respect on his name.
No, if it was a kangaroo,
you fighting, yo.
If it was a
box.
If it was a kangaroo, I'd put money on that man's books. If it was a kangaroo.
Yeah. I didn't know what the animal was.
So yeah, I get it. Like, we're a fucked up individual as the black community. We'll figure it out one day. We might be here when they figure it out.
So this was a dope conversation. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all have any words of wisdom, last things to say to the people out in the world?
Discipline y'all fucking kids.
Okay.
You don't gotta beat them.
Just discipline them.
But you gotta discipline them. You know your kids.
Know what discipline is.
Yeah. You know when they wrong. You know little Timmy wrong. Why the fuck little Timmy got Gucci on, but he calling the little girl over there a bitch? Like, you need to teach your kids some goddamn values.
Okay.
And then when they grow up as menace, you're gonna be like, I don't know how my child got locked up.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
All right.
I think with everything is accountability and responsibility. You got to make sure that you understand what you're doing and the effects that it brings on, because ultimately, if you stop learning and the world keeps going, you'll end up behind, which is what you were saying, as far as not understanding what's happening around you. And without rambling, I just want to say, like, I didn't hear much respect on port workers until all of our stuff almost got jammed up. So,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to be a port worker now.
Ultimately, you know what I mean? Just we need to take accountability for what we do, and then be able to learn more so we can take accountability for what's next.
Okay. Ray?
Just wash your face and brush your teeth.
That's a fact.
Drink water. Like, no, you gotta clear your thoughts, so for real, you just gotta, I'm just saying, like, It's simple things. It's a start, yo, that people gotta realize. Like, yo, fam, you do the little
make
things.
your bed and all that shit, right?
Yes, make your bed.
I'm being dead ass serious. Like,
please make your bed.
Like, it's little things that you like. I know people that's never made their bed up, yo.
Yeah.
Like
my,
you don't
my
drink
grandmother
water?
said my room's not clean till my bed's made.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Make your bed.
That's it.
We almost late for school, Mom. Make
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to the first female that y'all probably heard that held myself accountable.
Absolutely.
Y'all don't say that enough.
But I always rock with you because of that. Like you always from our first time doing the podcast together. You always
all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I always ask you to come. So, but if y'all want to let people know where y'all at again, y'all can go ahead right here.
All right, I guess it would.
Matter of fact, you go last.
Please.
You go last.
He go first, y'all.
You sure?
Oh, yeah, yo, fuck that shit.
All right, then go ahead.
Be that cool ass nigga or the last thing that they hear. Yo, fuck that shit, yo. I'm last.
Go ahead, Ty.
All right. Yo, I'm Ty Kills. I'm on everything. That's TYKILLZEM. Same thing on all streaming platforms for any music. It's always new music. By the time you hear this, there'll be some new music. And you can pick up my books. It's on Amazon. But if you find Ty Kills Him anywhere, you'll find it American Warzone, Understanding Martians, Cries from Venus, and The Space Between Us later this year.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he got a lot of shit.
Just to let y'all know I don't have a lens in my glasses because I was like,
yo, I've been trying to figure that shit out. Yo, I'm not fucking crazy,
I figured it out like 3 minutes ago.
Yo, I'm tired though, yo. I'm like, yo, are they there? Are they not, yo?
Because I realized I was stretching my eye, like in my lens, and I was like, let me tell these people that for they don't think they're crazy.
No, you should have just got it with 2 hands.
You like old boy from Paid in Full?
My aunt used to do this when I was a kid, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever. So when I got older, I said, I'm gonna pluck them lenses out. So I always wear my glasses with lenses. But I just had to say that so y'all don't think I'm crazy. Let's go. My social media is so plain. It's my name, Katina Brown. All platforms. If you write in Katina Brown, like the color, and I come right up. Mm-hmm. I ain't feel like putting no thoughts into none of my social media pages.
Sometimes the simplest way is the best way.
And I'm not even, none of my pages private.
Yeah, none of them.
None.
So y'all can yell at her about the rap list.
Oh my God, that's not my fault.
So yeah. All right. Yeah. It's like, nah, yo, so get familiar on everything. AMG, shout out to NGBT. That's it. That's all I got to say for real. But yeah, if you need some entertainment shit, holla at me.
Yeah.
That's it. I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Need some dope, yo. This might be a part now, man.
Go ahead.
I'm out, yeah.
Bruh,
I said I'm out.
I'm already in it. You ain't got to say nothing else. But thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all. You already know where you can find me.
Nigga.
Yo, and we out of here.